All right, I'm the flatratemaster. Today we're talking about, should we give Dorman another chance? Now, recently there was a post extolling the improvements that Dorman is making to their products. Now, before everybody starts saying in the comments, let's talk about it. Now, Dorman has a representative. He's out there in the world. His Facebook handle is Lester at Dorman, I believe. And he is pushing hard to, well, increase the quality of Dorman products. But I think most people in my audience know how I feel about Dorman, and a lot of my audience feels the same way. So do we go back to trying Dorman again? You know, they've had good products in the past. They've done some good stuff, but they've always fallen on various problems, and we'll get into that a little bit in this video. You know, with unfortunately the supply chain issues and parts availability and margins and what they are, sometimes you wind up just having to use Dorman. It sucks as it is what it is. Now, let's talk about some of the supply chain issues that we might be seeing. Now, as far as I know, they have never actually taken back inventory that has been proven to be bad. You know, I can give tons of examples, you know, window motors that, you know, the wires are crossed, literally. So you push up, it goes down, etc. You know, those are problems that have, you know, been plaguing Dorman forever. To give some examples of positive, you know, I did a video extolling that I put a Dorman cat on my son's old Focus, which was my daughter's Focus. It fit fine. And I had to admit that it fit fine. I did a video about it. Other products, their control arms. Their control arms generally fit fine. I have not had many problems with fit and finish on Dorman control arms. Where I have had problems is deterioration of the rubber. Like really, really fast deterioration of the bushings to the point where they get written up by other people for needing bushings because of a Dorman control arm, those bushings going bad. But one of the things you have to consider when it comes to that is, well, how long has that stock been around? You know, for instance, Worldpac has hundreds of warehouses. CarQuest, Advance, etc. have warehouses where they buy stuff in bulk and then ship it out to various warehouses. Are we getting old stock and having problems still, or are we getting new stock and not having problems? That's a big question for me, is how do we know something's been fixed that we know has a known issue? You know, Dorman famously bought the old 543 valve VVT sprockets off of Ford, ground the Ford name off of them, and sold them as replacements, which didn't work out well. And in my experience, VVT products from Dorman still aren't good. But again, is that old stock that's been around for a while, or have they fixed those issues and you're just not seeing it in the supply chain? Something you have to wonder about. Unfortunately, that is the fact of life when it comes to parts. You know, we've all gotten that, you know, control arm that has an inch of dust on it. And we're, you know, like, how long has this been sitting on a shelf? I don't know Dorman's manufacturing codes to figure out when it was made. Ultimately, it comes down to the shop. Are they willing to deal with the warranty issues? Now, from what I understand, I've never actually seen it put in practice, but if you warranty a Dorman part repeatedly, they will pay for labor and they will pay for an OEM part. I don't know how good it is, how accurate it is, how much they pay, or any of the details, because I haven't gone through that. Usually for me, when I get a Dorman part that's bad out of the box or comes in very quickly, I insist on OEM to replace it if they weren't unwilling to do it in the beginning. Because, you know, 2 or 3 comebacks really suck. Now, I'm still having problems with Dorman purge valves. You know, even on Hyundai systems where you replace the charcoal canister with OEM, blow out the hoses, you still wind up with a Dorman valve that doesn't work out of the box, stuff like that. So, but again, new stock or old stock, I don't know. So let me know in the comments if you've had positive results with Dorman in recent history, or are you still having multiple problems like we've had? I can't tell you how many problems I've had with Dorman. Toyota window motor, all we could get, and it wouldn't program for the automatic up. It just would fail every time. So had to swap that out for an OEM, and the shop was not happy about that. But that's unfortunately one of the side effects of using aftermarket parts. Sometimes they don't work. And in those cases, you wind up eating higher cost parts that you should have probably bought in the first place. But if you're still having problems recently, let us know in the comments. I can forward it on to him and see if they can actually fix something. Unfortunately, with everybody kind of going to Dorman, rebranded Dorman, Napa, it's kind of the way of the world is we're kind of stuck a lot of the times using Dorman. So I'd like it to be better. So let me know in the comments. As always, thanks for watching. I am the Flat Rate Master.